now they'll touch the pad. Everybody in the world fused. Yeah. Now then, crew, and welcome back to the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel. And I've got the gorgeous Tool Girl Lilli right here next to me again.
Hey guys, nice to be here again.
I am such a lucky chap.
Thank you for
There's
having
so many
me.
guys out there that are so envious at the moment, I tell you. No, it's great to have you back.
Thank you for having me back.
Lilli is looking a bit grubby today because she's been doing a photo shoot. Yes, and actually when I came in at the end of the shoot, because I wasn't allowed to be here. Terrible.
You were well.
I have no idea what was going on in my workshop.
You took yourself away. You could have stayed. Were you a bit scared of what was
I'd have had to kept leaving for a cold shower, I think, if I'd stayed. It's too hot as it is, to be honest. I can't cope with you around as well. So you'll no doubt be seeing some of those photos flicking through Instagram and doing the rounds.
Yeah.
And whatever I end up with, I'll put into Patreon on Tool Girl Lilli's profile.
Yeah,
I'll add them to that as well for you. Someone did mention to me that I should, rather than put all the pictures on Patreon, I should put a link to a Google Drive. Be a lot easier to download them as a batch, then I'll choose the ones you want to download. So maybe I'll give that a go. See if I can get that organised. I do have a Google Docs drive as well, so we can do that.
cool?
Okay, I ramble on as always. Now I've seriously hurt my back. Mentioned this in the last video, it's still hurting. I've just been lifting the ATC onto the hoist and it's really starting to pulse now. But I was lifting a gearbox out of a Nissan Patrol down at the new workshop and twisted it. So if you hear me curse and swear, you think I'm not moving around quite as well as I should do, that's the reason why. I've got the Panadol, it's not working. So I've got the Jim Beam and that's working just fine. Right, so if you see me taking a swig, you'll know what's going on. Okay, crew, we've got Lilli's favourite vehicle on the hoist.
Favourite.
The 90. I know more information about this vehicle now. I've been in contact with David Silver Honda Spares in the UK. Now, the last time I dealt with them was nearly 30 years ago.
Wow.
Jeez, I sound really old now. There is the grey hair there. It's there for a reason, honestly. I had an old Honda CM200 Twin. Now, those of you out there may remember those. Awesome bike, bought it out of somebody's front garden, paid £80 for it, fixed it up, got it started the same day I got it home, just cleaned the carb out and put a battery on it, started up, which was great. And ran it for a couple of years up and down the M1 in the UK, heading to college every week, travelling on the weekends to college for the week. And it sprung a leak on the fuel tank. So a similar problem, sorry Lilli, jeez, that wasn't planned. Similar problem as on the Honda where we've got, a rotten fuel tank. So I gave David Silver Spares a call and said, hey, have you got a fuel tank for a Honda CM200 Twin, 1982, whatever it was? He said, yes, Andy, we have. It's £25 to you. And I was only a poor student, I thought 25 quid was pretty cheap actually.
Yeah.
I was pretty impressed by that. So I ordered one. I ordered a couple of matching side panels. They were £5 each. And he sent them up and put them on, and the bike was mint, from then on really. Looked really smart when you tank and panels. So I thought, well, 30 years down the line, let's give David Silver Spares a call again, if they're still around, and see if they have, hiding in the corner of their warehouse, a new fuel tank for the Honda, for the ATC. And a few emails bombarded to and from New Zealand and the UK, to really try and narrow down exactly what model this is, and it's a 1985 vintage 200cc ATC200 ES, I think it's called. And he said, yes, we've found one. We've finally found you a new fuel tank, Andy. It's going to be £795 plus 20% VAT plus freight. And I'm, oh man, that is ridiculously expensive. So yes, I could get a new fuel tank for it. No, I am not buying a new fuel tank. That's nearly $2,000. The bike only cost $100, so it's just not going to happen. It really isn't worth it. Plus, I have now already welded the fuel tank up. You've already seen the video, and the fuel tank is fuel tight. It works. It's functional. It does the job. We've been using the bike down at the new workshop moving stuff around with a trailer, and it's brilliant. And that low ratio it's got is fantastic. You can really,
Yes.
even though it's only a little 200cc engine, it pulls quite a lot actually. It does pretty well. Believe it or not, I have a spare shell for my Nissan Patrol, a long wheelbase shell that was in the garage in the workshop down there, just being stored. And we had to drag it out of the workshop. It's not on the chassis anymore, it's just a shell, the chassis is separate. And we got it across the concrete, got it onto the grass, and then Ben's little lawnmower wouldn't pull it anymore. So I thought, hey, we've got the Honda ATC here. Let's strap that to the front of Ben's lawnmower and use both of these vehicles to drag that shell across the garden. What a machine! We had the front wheel paw in the air. I was hanging over the handlebars at the front, trying to keep the front end down, and we got that shell dragged right up the garden. It was really, really cool. No video footage, sorry. I probably get so many complaints from Osh and all the other people. No crash helmet, no, just raw, death-defying motorcycle ATC riding going on there. And Ben was laughing his head off, and it was serious fun. It really was. You just got to imagine what was going on.
Again, I can picture you guys.
But the bike still has no brakes, none whatsoever, apart from when you blip the throttle. You realise as you're riding it. If you blip the throttle, it engages the centrifugal clutch, and then momentarily you get a bit of engine braking. So that's how we've been riding it up to now, and it works just fine actually. You don't need brakes on them. And in actual fact, there was a recall on these bikes where they actually disabled the front brake. In the UK at least, they actually disconnected the front brake because people were braking going into a corner, and then the inside rear wheel would then lift up and the bike would roll over on them. And that's why they stopped selling them. They were banned, basically, in a nutshell. But being a super experienced ATV operative, and I've got thousands of hours of training under my belt, teaching thousands and thousands of new ATV riders, I feel quite confident that I can ride that bike safely with a front brake. So in this video we're going to pull the front wheel off. We've got the official, can I say it, official, there it is, look, with the official, it must be official, it's got official on it, official Honda shop manual for this bike. We're going to pull the front wheel out and take a look at the condition of the front brake. Now, we did spot last time we worked on it, the actuator arm on the outside of the brake does move, but the cable is fully seized, so I'm going to get a new cable on order. But I also need to find out what condition the shoes are in on the inside, because I might need to order new shoes. Probably will, because they're probably all delaminated off the backings and stuff, but I want to have a look, and so do you. So we're going to do that this morning. So enough rambling, because I do ramble, and I'm getting really hot, look.
It's hot.
Because it's hot in here. Right,
Let's go.
Lily, to the bike.
Let's go.
Well, I'm going to pan in, look, on the trolley, be all vibrating now. Right, Lily.
Right.
So the front rim isn't too bad. We're going to salvage that, get it shot blasted and painted. But the cable itself, we found out, was seized solid. But this arm, we did spot a bit of movement on the arm. You can just as how you see it moving there, look, can't you? Yeah. So what we need to do is, if we flick the wheel this way, hopefully we've got that still in the shot. Let's have a look. Oh, just nice nails, by the way.
Thanks.
What's the reason? What's the reason for one being the wrong colour? Did you run out of paint?
No, it's just part of the style. Just change it up a bit.
Good stuff.
Change it up a bit.
Change it up a bit. Good on you. Right, so we've got a split pin to remove. So I'll get you some side cutters for that. Because you're doing all the work today, because I've got a bad back.
Yes.
So you can fight your way getting that split pin out. That's it. So you bend the two tails down. Now they're pretty bent. Try and get them as... Oh, turn that way around. There you go, like that. And you can bend it a bit nearer to the point. If you want to, you can just snap them off. Because it's only scrap. We'll always use a new one anyway.
Can I cut them?
You can? Oh,
Sorry.
jeez.
Add to your wounds.
So dangerous.
Add to the wounds.
Right, before you snip that one,
Should I straighten that?
hang on. Put your pliers. I don't want to do it for you because that's not what I'm here for. But put it on both and just pull them both together, and that should help to straighten both of them up. Because we need to eventually pull them through the hole. You see.
Yeah, I see.
That's it. Then you can snip off the one that you don't want. There you go.
Cool.
Now, what you can do now, if you get your side cutters, I love side cutters. They're great for everything, even though these are a bit broken. You can put your side cutters on there, crimp it a little bit, and then use it like you're pulling a nail out. You know those claw hammers?
Ah, yes, yeah.
And lever it up.
Right.
So you get on with that. That's it, then you go down for another bite.
Down at that.
And it should eventually pull it through. Don't wiggle it.
Oh,
No, because you'll cause
'cause
metal
it'll-
fatigue and it'll snap off in the inside.
Okay.
So has it come up? It has come up, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's come
That's
out.
it, yeah, so
Almost
just keep repeating that. And there you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Got it.
Bloody awesome. Well done, you see.
Nice.
You see how it's just crimped onto each one. It's just take a little
Yes.
bite and you pull it more.
Yeah, clever.
So a neat little trick, because the last thing you want is it snapping off in the
and
hole.
I see, because it's also pretty rusty.
Well, then you end up having to drill it out.
Yeah.
And that's terrible. Sometimes you can
Like
punch them out,
pepper?
but
Yeah.
you know, that's how it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I think that's a 19.
19. Right.
Coolio, so you put that on there. I like to stick a bit of spray on actually first, because
Okay. Get
it
tight.
looks pretty damn rusty, doesn't it? So we'll
We've
stick a
been
bit.
on there a long while.
There you go. Give that a buzz out and see what happens. Well, give it a try. If that one hasn't got enough beans, we'll use the big one. Oh yeah.
Go.
Bloody good.
Nice.
Never fails to impress with that little piece actually. Okay, so we now need the magic hammer, which is over there. Okay, so if you give that a bit of a clout,
Yep.
it should come through. Oh yeah, we've got movement. It's probably the longest wheel spindle I've ever taken out
There
actually.
we go. Do I need to put...
Do you want
something in
gloves or are
there?
you okay as you are?
No, I'm alright.
You're pretty grubby, aren't you already?
I'm good.
Okay,
Should I
so-
put something in there?
Yeah, we need a punch. So I'll get you the punch. Right, look, that's the longest punch that I've got. It's only going to go about halfway, but we'll do our best.
Okay.
Or you can use the copper end. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You're right. That's cool.
Oh.
Right, you're in the tunnel now. Can't go wrong. Don't hit your hand.
Yeah. Actually, I've been fence building all of last weekend.
Oh, it's got grease on it. Holy moly. Keep going.
Right
Ready?
through?
Yep. That'll do. That'll do.
Yeah.
Jeez. What a long one. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
It's a bit greasy. Right, so that's the spacer from this side, isn't it?
Yes.
So we need to remember that. So I always put that on that side of the bench,
Right.
because we've got to put this thing back together again after the inspection.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just turn the whole thing your way, because there's more going on this side now. I should be able to get that drum out of there. There we go. And then you can take the wheel down if you want. You okay with that?
Yeah, I'm good. Ooh,
Bloody good.
cool.
Excellent tool girl. Right, let's take a closer look. Wow, look at that. Actually, they are in much better condition than I ever thought they would be. What usually happens when they're on these old bikes is you've got the shoes here, the two shoes,
Ah, yes.
and these are really shiny, so they're quite new. But when they're old, that bonding, see the brown stuff there, look,
Yes.
that bonding, it fails, and the friction material breaks away from the shoe because you get oxidization behind it,
Right.
and it pings it off, and then it's scrap basically. So that actually is fixable.
Right.
This is serviceable. So it just needs a good strip down and a clean up. And so I'll do a separate video on that. Well, actually, we might do it today, actually.
Right.
So let's see if we can get this wing nut off there, because we need to get the cable off as well. So a bit of spray. Try not to get too much on the shoes if we can. Oh man, that is really seized.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to get a new cable anyway, so we'll just cut the cable for now.
Okay.
So where's those side cutters? Jeez, this will be a good test for Tang. Here we go. Try and get it into shot. There we are, look. Right. Oh man.
Anyway.
We'll just do a little munch if we can. One more. One more. There we are.
Nice.
Brilliant. Okay, right, Lily.
Cool.
Back to the bench.
Let's go.
Okay, so the first thing we can do is we can take the shoes out, because we don't want to contaminate the shoes, because these are in really good nick.
Yes,
So we can just
Oh,
do that. I remember doing this when I was a kid, on my little Honda C50. So that's the shoes out, and there's loads of material left on those. Minimum thickness is 2 millimeters, according to the
Right.
service manual. Hey, these are even made in Japan. Look at that, made in Japan, Vesra, quality. So they'll just need a bit of a clean up,
Awesome.
and they're good to go. Now, we've got the problem of this cable, which is sort of jammed in there. If you want to grab me, we need to undo that thread really. Although I just don't want to break the wing nuts. That's the thing, because the wing nuts separate, so you won't get one of those with a cable.
Yes, right.
So what we're going to do, I think we can maybe twist off, get that out of there first. So you grab us that WD-40 again on the bench, not a sponsor. Okay, you spray me a bit down there, look. That's it. We'll see. Just see if I can start to get that to... Oh, it's already loose.
Oh, nice.
Look at that. So now we should be able to turn this more on the cam. There we are, let you see. So we should get a bit more free play on there. So if I squish that, can you try and pull that out of there?
Yeah. Let's go a little bit more. Do we need to go that way?
Yeah, we should do really. Should have enough on it, but maybe. I think this is seized in there as well. So if we can't get this undone, then maybe we'll just take it off at the cam because it's all going to come apart anyway. See how it's not rotating in there. Okay, let's do this then. Let's take the whole thing off as one lump. So if you get me a 10mm socket, and you'll need your little impact wrench. That's cool. That should still be on undo. You got it? Okay, good to go?
Right, yep.
Right, give that a buzz off, see what happens. See if it's going to come undone.
Oh, it's gone.
Make sure you're all the way on. We don't round it off.
No, we're not on. What's in the way here? This.
Oh, that's bent. Oh man. Okay. Long nose pliers. Now that's a little indicator to say how worn the shoes are, but somehow it's got bent, look.
Oh, I see.
You don't have to have it, but it's got dragged round onto the bolt.
Right.
Done. Maybe I can get just far enough away.
Just to get some...
Yeah, try that. See if you can get on now. Give it a squirt.
Yes.
That's it. You got it. Right. Bit more. Fantastic. That's a weird looking nut.
Jeez, that is. Should I keep going or?
Yes, I'll just push it through with this hopefully.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
What a team. Right, so we've got some bits.
Some loose bits.
There we are. Look, let's be semi-professional. Use the tray. Great stuff. Okay, so now with the there you are, look, they've got it lined up properly. There's a little tiny dot on the cam
Yeah.
and a tiny dot on the arm as well,
Yes.
and that's how you line them up to make sure that they're in the right place.
Right.
Right, if you grab us the magic hammer again, and if you give that a bit of a tap, we should be able. Oh, the other way around, the copper. That's it. That's it. Brilliant. So that should now. There we go. Look, come off there.
Awesome.
There's our spring. That's our little indicator to how worn the shoes are. It only comes off in one place. They're really annoying when it's all grubby. Yeah. Perfect. It's got like a key spline on there.
Yes. Yep.
Right, so we should be able to get that off there now.
Cool.
Wow, we're cooking on gas. Now that's a bit more spray in there because there's a felt in there.
Right.
So it soaks it all in. It's a little
Yes.
felt.
Yeah.
Give that a tap. It should come out now. Oh yeah.
Cool.
Oh man, it's so clean. Normally these are really corroded.
Right. Wow, it's good.
Yeah, and that little well, see it's being machined a bit smaller in diameter in the
Yes,
middle. That's for the grease. That's to store the grease.
Oh, cool.
Actually,
Clever.
I haven't pulled one of these apart for years. It's great fun. Okay, right. So what else have we got in there? A little flat screwdriver. So that'll be our felt. There, look.
Right.
So we'll need that. I won't take it out, but there's a seal there, look, as well.
Yes,
That's to
yeah.
keep all the farmer's dirt out from getting
Right,
inside
out
the
from
brake.
there.
Yeah, and especially inside that actual spindle, because these do seize quite regularly. You know,
Right,
actually in
through
there. Yeah, it's got two. Oh, it's got another seal there. Look.
Yeah. It's cool.
Wow, good old Honda. Well done. Okay, well, we need to have a bit of a clean up.
Right.
We can grease it, put it back
Cool.
together again, grease it on the spindle, reassemble it.
Awesome.
Give the shoes a clean. So I'll find you some sand. In fact, you can start doing that now if you want.
Yes,
And put some
yep.
sandpaper. There you are. Got sandpaper. So you can give those. What you're doing is just a light sand
Okay.
all the way around. There you go. That'll set you off with a little job.
Thank you.
fantastic stuff. I'm really impressed by this actually.
Yeah, it's good, eh?
Right, I'm going to work on getting that wing nut off there. We need that arm back for later on.
Okay. How much am I sanding this?
Until it looks a bit like that bit down there, so you've got it all clean all the way across.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, just to get the elements out of the way and stuff.
Yeah.
Really seized up as well, Aluminium wing nut on a steel thread is not the best idea because again you get a chemical reaction between the two.
Oh,
You ever
right.
have aluminium wheels on a car and you can't get them off the hubs?
Yeah.
Yep,
And that's what that is, right.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, it turns, look at that. Really good. So how has your week been?
Yeah, good. We've just been fence building, so.
Oh, you're still fencing?
Yeah, so we've finished the whole property now.
Sounds like a
Been
big
doing
fence.
around the house. Yeah, it's one of those solid wooden ones.
Is that fence to keep you in or keep other people out?
Well, to keep me in, but actually, ideally to keep the dogs in properly. But I think it applies to me too.
It sounds like it. Is it one of those like 8 foot high fences?
Yeah, it's really
You're not
high.
getting anywhere. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, 1.8 metres or so.
Wow. It's a good sized fence.
Yeah, it's good. Nice and solid. So I've just been hammering nails all week, really.
Oh, nail gun or by hand?
No, by hand.
She shows your
Post by
muscles,
post.
girl. Jeez.
Post by post.
Oh, man.
6 nails per post, and I think I did like 40.
Wow. Did you get any? Did any of the nails bend over? You have to pick them out and do another one. Did you flatten them?
I did bend a few, but I just used the end of the,
Oh, the claw hammer.
yeah, and I just straightened
Straighten
it
it
and
Bloody good.
it's quite fun actually, hey, learning how to straighten it now.
Yeah.
Like just get the angle on the head of it.
It's a good skill to it, definitely.
Yeah, it's quite good.
I remember
And like even just using the level and like learning how to put the posts up straight alongside each other and stuff. That's quite fun. Yeah.
I must admit, I'm not a fencing expert.
Right.
I've done a bit over the years, but never really done much.
Yeah, it was our first attempt. So.
It looks pretty good then.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Cool.
Got the posts in, concreted them, and then started doing the frames and that.
Yeah, you've got to concrete the post. There's no point in just banging them in the ground. You've got to concrete them.
Actually, digging the holes is probably the hardest job.
Horrible job, isn't it? Did you do them by hand or did you use an auger?
No, we used the original thing that,
A twizzly thing.
like a hole borer or something.
Yeah, an auger. Was
Yeah, that's right. We used one of those. But then we had to dig deeper by hand.
Oh, it's sweet in my hands already. Look, it was like, jeez. Should have bought some gloves there.
Right,
How are we doing? Right, that's brilliant. That one's almost there. Yeah. And don't let me touch the shoes again like this, because otherwise I'll put oil on the material.
I think I keep going.
Now, I was going to clean this up on the wire wheel, but there's no need. It's so clean. So
clean,
I wonder if I've replaced it actually. I'm just going to clean those. Just going to clean those splines up a little bit, get the rust off those. God, I've done so many of these when I was a kid.
Hey?
I've done so many of these when I was a kid. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, all little Honda C50s and C70s and pulling the brakes apart. Bloody
We're
good.
good.
Yeah, we are. Right, so I need some copper paste now. I've got to try and have a rummage around for a new brake cable, or hopefully order a new one, but I found a lot of the parts for that ATC are obsolete now. You just can't get them anymore.
Yeah.
It's too old. But I have a friend over in Henderson. He hires out lawnmowers and stuff, but in the back room, it's 2 old chaps. I've forgotten his name. If you're watching this, I've forgotten your name. Sorry. I used to work at Henderson Yamaha, and next door was this lawnmower and machinery sort of hire place.
Right.
And in the back room was his workshop. But there was mainly in the workshop were just old Motor Guzzi motorcycles. They used to restore them.
Wow.
Really cool old workshop. You had milling machines and lathes, and you name it, you had it all there. This old chap.
Cool.
Really nice guy.
There was a workshop like that in Whangarei.
Yeah?
Yeah, and the guy used to work on my car. His name was Ned, an older guy, but his
Yeah.
workshop was Old school.
Yeah, you just don't see those
Really?
anymore, do you, those kind of
No.
workshops?
I
Right.
find I trust those mechanics the most too, because you would imagine
They know their
knowledge
shit.
span,
They
eh?
do know their
Yes,
shit.
like
They
the
know,
shit they would have had to fix back in the day with.
they know the tricks. Well,
Yeah.
they've evolved with the vehicles, you
Yes,
know,
yeah,
whereas
yeah.
modern mechanics nowadays, you know,
Have technology
God,
to do lots of stuff and.
you take an old motorbike into a modern garage or even a modern motorcycle shop and ask them to fit a new set of points
Yeah.
to your motorcycle. They'd look at you like you're an idiot.
Oh really?
It's like, what's the points? What are
What's-
those? You know, they just don't know how
Don't
to
know
do
how
them.
to do it.
They've never been
Okay.
taught because it's just you just don't get them on modern vehicles.
Yes, right.
Right, I need a rag.
Cool.
Jolly good. Oh, you can just chuck that down on the bench for now if you want. Get rid of that. I'll put it with the oil. Now, Lily,
Shall I move that?
over on racking on the far bay, top shelf is some ATCs. They call it over here. I call it. That's the one. We need some of that. Okay. Right. So if you want to, we just need a little bit. I'll put a bit on here, and then you can use grease, but I just prefer to use ATCs on here. Yeah, because these brakes are not going to get hot because the bike doesn't go fast enough, but
Yeah.
it does sort of last for a while. Right, so that's that bit. If you want to stick a little bit round inside there as well,
Cool.
and then we can start assembling this thing. That's cool. Show the people. Show the people.
Show the
There you
people.
go. Because I know when I'm watching other videos on YouTube and the person's doing something
Yeah,
to
it's like,
camera
what are you doing?
and they're not showing it, you start looking around the TV because you want to see what's going on.
Alright, I think
Good
that's
fun.
good.
Perfect, okay. I mean, it wasn't really seized anyway. We did pretty well
No.
out of it. Now, the only problem we've got is when I slide that in there, it's going
Gonna
to...
push it all
It
up.
is. We're going to end up with some up here. If we just give it a twizzle as we do it, it tends to... Most of it usually works its way through.
Nice.
So we'll just get rid of any excess because the last thing we want is any kind of grease getting onto the brake shoes.
Yes, yeah,
Because
yeah.
the brakes are bad enough really, you know, when they're a brake shoe brake thing. Okay, so that's pretty
Cool,
free.
yeah, that's good.
It's good. Okay, now there was a felt. And again, you can't get any of these parts without listing any of it. So we'll give it a bit of a clean. Just chuck us there, WD-40. And I'll just spray that on it, and I'll just give it a bit of a massage. That'll do.
More?
In fact, where's the brake cleaner? Over there, look. You know the pump bottle on the
yes,
in
yeah.
bay 2. You bring that up, and then we'll give it a bit of a brake clean.
This one?
That's the one. Yep. Hopefully it's got some in it. Ben keeps using it all. So just give it a little pump. There you go.
Cool.
And then again, you can just spray that. That's it. Keep going. Brilliant.
Nice.
Nice.
Jeez, it works well.
It's good stuff, and you can just start to see the colour of the felt coming through. One more.
Yes.
That'll do.
Right, I see.
Super job. Right, so that now can go back in the hole. It's a bit deformed, but it'll go in. I think that just acts like a filter almost. It just
Yeah.
stops a bit of the dust and shit getting through. Cheers. There we are, people. I'm the world's worst. I keep thinking the camera's on the bench and it's not, so we'll just stick that through there. Right,
Awesome.
okay. Now, we had this bit that was all bent,
Yeah.
so I need to straighten that out. So it must have that little bend in it for a reason. That should do the trick. Lily,
Yes.
I've had a comment
Yes.
on your clock tattoo on your arm.
Oh, this is my birth time.
Ah, that's exactly what we we're going to ask.
I was born at 5:15.
Go on, show the people. Give us a good close-up. You were born when?
5:15.
At 5:15. Look at
Yeah.
that. And it's even got the second hand on it. That's
I know,
fantastic.
it's cool. I think
I
that's.
do like that. And then you've got the glass lid and
I
oh,
was wondering what time could I set it as, and then
cool.
someone suggested
bloody
your
good.
birth time.
Wow. Okay, so we're doing a close-up. Where's my little pointy stick? Steal that. Get rid of the copy paste. Okay, so you can see, hopefully, if I twizzle it round, There we are, look. You see here, look, we're missing a spline, Lily.
Ah, yes.
All right,
Yeah.
so it's like, almost like a key spline. And these little buggers here, they often get thrown away because people get so infuriated in the fact that they can't get them to go on.
Oh, there's a certain way.
Yeah, you've got to look for the corresponding
Oh, yeah, there
additional or big spline, I suppose, on there, and that just slots on there like that.
Right.
There we go. And then once that arrow gets to here, it is still a bit bent actually. Once it gets to there, it tells you that your brake shoes have worn out.
Right.
To that indicator there, look, I think it
That's
is.
quite clever.
Yeah, because the cable will pull the arm that way.
Yes.
So it'll end up going to there, you see. So when we build it up, in a minute, you'll see. I need that arm out of there, out of the vise.
That way.
Other way. There we go. Okay, I've still got one more thing to do on here. You see this little nipple piece here is still seized in the arm, and I've got to get it out before we can fit the arm. So where's my hammer? If in doubt, give it a clout. That's what I always say.
If in doubt, hammer it out.
Yeah, that works. Right, Lily, can you get me a medium-sized star screwdriver out of the tank box, I think. This one hasn't got quite enough beans in it. That'll do, that should be a bit stronger. So hopefully we can just put that in there and give it a twist. Oh, look at that. Bloody professional. Right, a bit of WD-40 spray on there, I think. Not a sponsor, perfect. Right, so that should hopefully come out of there. Hang on, every tool's got a hammer side, so I'm told. There we go. We're on it. Right, so that can stay out until we get the new cable. Stick that in there. Okay. Super close-up stuff going on here.
Yeah.
Right, so one side has got the little centre punch mark on there. Look, this side hasn't, so this has to be the outside.
Right.
Bring our little backing plate back in again, and you can see only just. There we are. Look, the little centre punch mark. It's almost rusted away on there. It's just there. Look. So all we have to do, put that on the bench so it doesn't push through. Get this. And if you want to line that up with the choose the right spline so that those little dots line up. Oh man, you've done this before. That was so quick. It takes me, well, a few minutes sometimes to get. I always get the one spline to one side.
Right.
Brilliant. So that arm is moving lovely and freely now. You can see that's how it should work. Right. It wasn't doing that before.
Yeah.
Now what's left to do now is we've got that bolt to go back through just to lock everything in place. So we get our bolt. With that weird nut. Oh, hang on, hang on a minute.
Under here, hey?
There was a spring. I've forgotten the spring. This has got an external spring on it. Not all of them do. Okay, so I would suggest that sits on there like that. Go on, try again then. So your little thing's up there.
I'm not going to get it now, am I?
You are. You can do it twice in a row. You're a professional.
Oh, no.
It's a bit dark in there now, isn't it?
It is a bit tricky. Oh, we're a bit... There we go.
That was pure luck the first time, wasn't it, eh? Right, so that spring I've got to then hook behind there. Oh, look at that. That was clever, wasn't it? Right, perfect. And once the shoes are in, it'll hold it in place. But we need to put the bolt in now. So we've got the bolt. If you grab that, put a bit of copper paste on the threads. So yeah, you can use that. I'll just dip it in. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Right, and that went that way around. You got it. That'll do. What a machine. Then just
where am I?
Down that hole.
Here?
Yeah,
Ah.
pretty much. Now if it's a bit tight, it means that the arm is too far down. Oh, is it going? You got it? Perfect.
Think it is.
Yeah, you're getting there.
Oh, it's getting a bit tight now.
Okay, in that case, I'll just take that off there. All we need to do is just give this a little tap. Because there's a groove machined into that cam, so now it should go through a bit easier. You can wind it in with your gun if you want,
Yeah.
rather than chew your fingers up. Are you on do up? Are you on still on?
So. Yeah.
Right, nice and slow, nice and slow. Bit of trigger coordination, please, Tool Girl Lilli, if you wouldn't mind. Oh yeah. Go on. Yep, you've keyed in. That's it. Go on, and again, and again, and again. Right, can you get it a bit tighter?
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That'll do for now.
Cool.
Bloody good.
Yay, we did it.
In fact, you know what? Andy's made a mistake.
Oh no.
I don't know how I've made a mistake, but I've put this.
Oh, wrong end.
I've just spotted there. Look. There's a little tiny arrow there.
Ah, that's the way it's meant
Yeah. Now, when we were taking it apart, you couldn't get the socket on properly because that was in the way, and that, I just remember that now. So,
Do you want me to?
unfortunately, you're going to have to do it all over again. So, if you buzz that back out, that's it. Perfect. That's it. That should come out nice and easy.
Cool.
We'll take the arm off.
Good time, lucky.
So easy to get off now. It's good. So this must, because it's still got a key spline in, it must go that way around. And then when that rotates, that's when it's at maximum.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, it's been 25 years since I've done one of these, so I'm going to get so many bad comments again now, aren't I? So that spring must sit there. Right. Okay, all yours again.
Cool. Where's that
So there's your little dot.
Oh,
That's it. You can go halfway on and then turn it if you want. Yeah, that's it.
is that on?
Yeah, I think you're on.
Right.
Yeah.
It felt so much looser that time.
Oh, we've got rid of all the rust now.
Yeah.
There we go. Right, I'll just pop the spring on. There we are. Right, so you want to pop your bolt back through there. Is it not going through? Oh, it's too far. It's dropped down again, hasn't it?
Right.
Just try pushing it through. Oh, you can use a hammer if you want. Oh, you can just drive it through with the gun.
Drive it through, right? It will be alright.
Yeah, yeah. And then I'll put the nut on and we'll just finish it off. Wait, what's going on there? Look. Oh, you're on the splines a bit under it.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not happy, is it? Right. Pull that out then.
Right. Need to get it straight in there. Should I put some?
There we are. We weren't far enough on. That's what it was. I thought we were too far
Right.
on. Okay. That's more like it.
There we go.
And now the spring's in the way, isn't it? So maybe
Is it?
I should look in the service manual.
Is it? In the...
I think the
It's
spring
just above
the
it?
spring must sit underneath that arm.
Oh, right.
Because the arm's bent, it doesn't look like it
Yes,
does.
yeah.
Holy crap, Mr. Young. It's good job it's a Saturday, isn't it?
Yes.
Right, so we'll stick that back on there.
There we go.
And then Mr. Arm. So if Mr. Arm doesn't fit, we're going to have to bend Mr. Arm. That's what it is. Oh, that's all right. That works.
Well.
Okay. Right, Lily. Back on with that. Back on with the on there again. So there's your dot. Honestly, how long can you? How long could we make a brake video last?
Oh, I don't know if I'm on the right one.
You must have much better eyesight than me.
There we
I can't see shit anymore. Okay,
Right.
I'll give it a tap. Make sure we're far enough down. Almost. Because you can see the little groove in there, look. Where that's been machined out for the bolt.
Ah, yes.
Maybe you want to see that on the camera or not. Maybe this side. There you go. So you can see we're not quite far enough on yet. Another couple of mil. And we should be far enough. There we go.
Nice.
Perfect. Right, that's for you.
Awesome.
And I need the bolt. Or the nut, sorry. There we go. Oh, so much easier. Third time lucky. Right, so you can buzz that on now if you want. That's it, keep going. Bloody good. God, it's like a little production line, isn't it?
It is
Okay.
awesome.
So that basically is how it works. There you go, look.
Cool.
And you see the little arrow. Once the shoes wear too much, it'll line up.
Yes.
Then you know, hey up, it's time for some new brake shoes.
That's awesome.
Okay, Right, Lily, next job, before we put
Right.
the shoes back in again,
Yep.
while I'm cleaning my hands so I don't get any oil on the shoes, if you want to just get some copper paste and just put me a little bit on the flanks, a bit on there, just a
Yep.
thin film on this side as well,
Okay.
and then a little bit around the eye pin at the bottom. All right?
This one here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because those are the pivot points for the shoes, so we want to
Yes.
minimise the friction there, you see. But less is more.
Less is more.
Good job. I do like a hands-on woman, you know.
Hands-on woman, of course. It's like something I found about Kiwi women versus South African women since going between both is that Kiwi women are a lot more independent with being hands-on.
The
Like
key-
in South
yeah.
Africa, you wouldn't see women doing their own lawn.
Really?
Yeah, women wouldn't have known or thought to use their initiative and go and do the lawn. That was a man's job.
So what do they do at home?
I don't know. I guess cook.
There's only so much food.
I'm like, I wasn't a woman made for that country.
Oh, okay. Well, I can tell you, you're definitely a woman.
Made
There's
for
no
this
problem
one,
with that.
yeah.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to go in.
Right.
I'm going to fit the shoes,
Cool.
and it doesn't matter which way around they go because they're both the same. So all we do is stretch that out there. Get that one on
Get your skin pinched in the
Ah.
nose.
many times.
Ouch.
There we go.
Nice.
Right.
Cool.
So now, if you flick it round again, so that people can see, basically, that's all that happens.
Right.
And I have been known, I'm going to rephrase that. Somebody I know would regularly, when the shoes had worn down too much, would get a thin strip of metal and wrap it around the cam, this flat here,
Yes.
and again around the eye down there to get the shoes a bit further out so that you
Yeah.
can still get a bit more use out of them.
Right.
That was a good sort of student trick on our motorcycles, was
Clever.
that? Yeah, it was completely bad, but
Yes,
it was
yeah.
a great free fix. Pretty cool. Okay, well, that is done, Lily. We've done
Awesome.
I think we've done a great job on
Yeah.
that third time round.
Looks good.
Yeah, okay, well, we can put the wheel back in.
Cool.
Easy.
Let's do it.
Well, Lily, we've forgotten to do something. We have, because I'm constantly being distracted
Oh, no.
by your presence. There's
You
also...
had to do the one thing 3 times, Andy. Come
I
on.
know, it's terrible. Jesus Christ, woman. The brake drum on this bike, which is... there, look, in the wheel, is quite rusty. So, Lily, another little sandy down job for you.
Oh, cool.
We'll get the camera set up and I'll show you what you need to do. Okay. Jeez.
I thought you were going to give it to me and tell me
Right.
to start.
Okay, you're so keen and eager. Let me show you what to do. You're actually on it, but basically, because the front brake hasn't been working for a long time,
Yes.
it's just rusted up. Even though it's got new shoes in there, they can't actuate and they can't touch the drum, so the drum's all rusty.
Right.
So what you do is get your sandpaper and go around the inside of the drum, just getting rid of all that rust.
Right.
All right?
Cool.
Are you sure you don't want any gloves?
No, I'm alright. I'm pretty.
All right. I'm gonna.
Pretty wet.
You are pretty wet. I'm gonna hold the wheel for you. Because if we were to leave all the rust there, that rust is quite abrasive and it would really wear those shoes down quick. I mean,
Yes.
eventually it'd end up being shiny, but you know, this is what you should do. You should give it a clean up.
Right. So this happens on my brakes overnight.
Oh, in your car?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so damp over in Auckland. Most of the North Island, especially near the sea, the brakes sort of flash rust. They rust really quick.
Right.
Even just after a few hours, you can see rust again on the brake disc, can't you?
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, you did a good job. Have you ever done this to car brakes? Car drum brakes?
No.
Yeah? This is the first time you've cleaned out a drum brake.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So I am teaching you something then.
You are. You're teaching me lots. It's good.
Because you seem to know quite a lot of stuff. Pretty good.
Just keen to get in there.
You are. You're very keen. I'll give you that. Good job.
Right. Can we turn it more?
We can. So anyway, it's a wheel. It's designed to turn. Good.
Right.
That's so good.
Get the angle though.
It's all about the angle. Good job. Right, let's have a quick look. I think we're very, very close actually. Let's have a quick spin round with that. See how we get on. Because when you're not filming it, you can do it a different way. I usually have the wheel set up, and I do it like this. And normally, a lot of people will just stand it in line with the drum. On the last little bit, I try and do it a bit of a diagonal like that.
Right.
Just to sort of almost give it like a bit of a cross hatching, I suppose. Whether that helps or not, I don't know. But rather than have the grooves directly in line with the actual direction of the wheel. Yeah, you get that go. You can get a lot more force on the
turn it up?
You get a lot more force on the sandpaper, can't you, that way?
Yes, yeah. Not trying to put it on sideways.
No.
Cool.
A bit more. There you go.
Yeah.
I can't see anything now, so that's the way you want me to move it.
Yeah, no, that's good.
You know, the more work we do on this little ATC, the more I like it.
Yeah, it's awesome, mate. It's such a rare little bike.
Yeah, I've become quite fond of it actually. I've spotted a bit of rust on the frame. It's actually rusted through on one of the tubes.
Alright.
So I'm going to have to, I mean, it'll be an engine out job and a full clean-up, but we're just doing the basics at the moment. So I'm going to have to do a bit of welding on the frame as well, but hey, it's more fun that way, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Two more jobs to do.
Little projects.
Yeah. A hardy little bike actually, it sort of wants to work.
Yes, yeah.
Any more?
No, I think we're pretty
Good.
good.
Are we? Cool.
Either.
Fantastic. Oh, look at that. Great
Pretty
job.
good.
Okay, well you can give it a clean out with a brake cleaner if you want. Give it a spray out with that.
Cool.
And if you want more pressure, just give it a pump. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Cool.
Alright.
Yeah, that's good.
Excellent stuff. Right. We'll let that evaporate away and then we'll get it all put back together again.
Cool.
Whew, strong stuff that.
It is strong.
It's cheap as well. Right then.
Right.
Good stuff. Okay.
Cool.
Right, wheel back to the bike then. Right, Lily, if you grab the brake cleaner again and the rag, we're just going to clean this spindle down.
Cool.
Because the grease looks a bit old, so you can give that a bit of a spray if you want. Give that a clean off. That's cool. Yeah, I've not split the rags up today, so we're using one giant rag.
Big rag. Cool.
Excellent, so I'll get some grease for that. Right, so that comes in from this side, is that one. So we'll stick a bit of grease on there. A hell of a wheel spindle. I've never ever seen a wheel spindle as long as this. It's brilliant. That's a
Coloured glue.
yeah, I find it works very well actually, Lily. Yeah, you get a good shower afterwards, man. Blue lube. Yeah. I've never seen that kind of lube in blue, to be honest. Right. Okay, that's good. We've got that. Okay, Mr. Rag. I'll get rid of the grease. Coolio. Okay, so first job, you've got the brake drum down there?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so you pop the brake drum back into the hub of the wheel. That's it. Now the really important part is, you see this little knob sticking out here?
Yeah.
That's got to go in that hole on the fork. And that stops the brake drum from spinning around.
Okay.
So if I lift the wheel up, even though I've got a really bad, in fact, hang on. I need some painkiller, hang on.
Have a swig.
This is no good at all. This back's really hurting.
Swig it right now.
Holy crap. Ah,
Strong. Ready?
that'll do. Right, ready?
Right.
You're driving.
Taking sweet time to. Yeah, we're.
Okay, so you pop your wheel spindle through.
But we're not straight. Oh, yeah.
That doesn't
Now
matter.
we are.
for a minute. So, I'm running out of hands. That should go a bit closer to you.
Oh, to me?
Yeah. So that knob has to go through there, like you said.
Oh,
That's
yes,
it.
yeah. Oh,
Coolio.
there we go.
Right. Keep pushing your spindle. Do you want the hammer for it?
Yes, please, because it's pushing this
Hang on.
top one off.
Yeah. Still recovering from the shots, right? That's it. Okay, go easy because I've got that spacer in this side, so keep doing it now. Well, that'll do.
Cool.
You can take the wheel for a minute. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to slot that spacer in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
I'm also going to move the camera.
Oh, shit. Oh, you got
Such a quick shot. Right, here we go. Quick camera move. That goes in there. That goes on there. Right, I've got it again now.
Okay.
Let
it go?
Yep. You want to give it a hammer?
Now?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Perfect. Look at that. Good job.
Awesome.
That's in. Bit of excess
Awesome.
grease to wipe off.
Yep.
And you've got a nut to put on.
Cool.
Was there a washer on there or not?
No.
Just the nut
that
then?
and then that through.
Oh, I'll
but
find
you
it. I'll
can
find
keep
it.
off the
I'll find the new
designer.
split thing. Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, I can't do it like that.
Are you undoing it there?
Oh.
What are you like?
I wasn't even looking at which way it was spinning. I was just concentrating on the job.
Do you want to use this?
Yes, please. Thank you.
You got it?
Cool.
Right, now you can tweak it with the spanner.
Right.
So you want to use the ring end, like that,
Right.
then pull that towards you. You got the noise, and then click. You make a click noise. Go click. Click! That'll do.
Yeah.
So there's a little thing in the
Oh, that.
in the
makes it-
automotive channel thing where we go,
Ah.
we're going to set this to manufacturer's torque, and we go, click, like that. You see. So you got to do that for Eric. Eric will laugh his head off this one.
All right. Sounds for you, Eric. Click.
What you like. Good stuff.
Right.
Okay, so the moment of truth now, we can actually manually operate the brake. So I'm just going to get rid of some tools out of the way. Right, let's get rid of that grease before we go any further. There you go. Do that and wipe down. It's always good to grease the wheel spindles when you put them back in because they can seize in there. They're a real pain to get out.
Ugh. Man, it's sticky.
That's not the first time you said that, is it?
Sticky.
Oh, you can tell it's a Saturday.
It's not blue. I'll work with something blue.
Right, so remember, when we pull the front brake on, it will actually move that arm to here, won't it? It'll be pulling the arm that way. So if I spin the wheel, as if we're going down the road, you pull that arm that way.
Yeah.
Wow. And again. Fantastic. So what we can do, just to make it more realistic, I can give you a bit more leverage, because you can't get a lot of leverage down like that, can you? So this sort of gives you what you would get at the handlebars.
Yes, right.
There you go. So you can use that lever now. Ready? Find your hand. Just maybe bend it towards you a little bit. That's it. So you're not going to catch the tyre with your fingers. You got it. Right. There you go. Oh yeah. And again. Fantastic.
Nice.
Brilliant stuff. So at least we know that all that side of it's now fixed, and I don't need new brake shoes.
Cool.
So we've saved some money.
Awesome.
It's brilliant because money's getting a bit thin at the ground. Don't we?
Yeah, cool.
Christmas and all that. Right. So there we
Yeah.
go. So the front wheel's done. Front
Good
brake's
job.
done. Absolutely. So all we need to do now is drop a new cable on it, and she's good to go.
Awesome.
Geez, the bourbon's taking effect. It's great.
Got them through.
Run out of cider. So there you go. We've done the front brake.
Yay.
Excellent job, Lily. You've done a fantastic
Thank
job
you.
there. We've got grubby hands as usual.
Grubby. Yep, yep.
Yes, you are very grubby today, aren't you? So that's basically the ATC front brake done, apart from the new brake cable to be fitted. So I'm very happy with that. Saved me a few bucks. Didn't need any new brake shoes. So
Yeah.
it's a win-win all round there, isn't it?
Yeah. That was cool.
So that brings us to the end of this video. There'll be a second video covering the overhaul of the rear brake on the bike. And if you remember, there are some parts missing on that. There's no actual arm on the cam, the shaft that sticks through that actuates the shoes. So I'm going to have to order some parts for that because I need to have that to make it work. But we can still get in there, have a look, see if I need shoes. If I do, then I can order those as well.
Cool.
So that'll be the next video, and I'll be doing that with Tool Girl Jade tomorrow. So watch out for that video hitting the channel too. Okay, crew. Well, if you enjoyed the video, why not click up there, look, on the subscribe button. You'll see a little gear icon turn up. Click on the gear icon, and then you can tick the box, turn on notifications, and our friends down at YouTube will send you an email as and when I upload any new videos. You'll also find me on
Facebook, Instagram, Google Plus, and Twitter.
You sure will. Feel free to communicate through any of those portals, chaps and chapettes. However, first point of contact, if you don't mind, via the comments down on YouTube, because let's face it, that's where all the videos are. Now, there's also a Patreon page. You can drop onto that. There's a little icon on the home page of the channel. Click on there and it'll take you through to Patreon. You can read all about the history of the channel, up and coming projects, and of course, the profiles of the gorgeous tool girls that feature on the channel. And Tool Girl Lilli's by far the most hot.
Oh, thank you.
Sure is.
Don't
Jade,
anyone
sorry.
else hear that?
I'm going to be in so much
You're
trouble
in
tomorrow.
trouble.
Hopefully she won't see that until tomorrow afternoon. Yes, definitely. It's great fun having you in the workshop. I
Thank
really,
you.
really
I love
do enjoy
being
it.
here. It's fun.
And we
I
are
love
having
learning.
a little bit of a logistical, sorry, I can't even pronounce my words because Jim's on his way through.
Jim's visiting.
We're having a logistical discussions around how to get the tool girls to the new workshop because literally it is in the middle of nowhere.
Where's the other tool girls based?
On camera? Shouldn't say. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
down south.
North.
Yeah, Jade's down south. Holly is pretty local to Auckland.
All right, cool.
Same as yourself. So it's a case of just logistically working out how we're going to make it work, but it will happen. I can guarantee it. There's no problems with that.
Cool.
Just got to get the workshop set up first. So it's probably going to be back end of February, maybe early March, before we see the first videos come through with the tool girls. Once we've vacated this workshop and we've got tomorrow's filming. And really, 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 that is it. The racking, the last bench, all goes down to the new workshop on Tuesday morning. So there won't be a workshop here anymore. No. Pretty sad.
Sad.
It is
sad.
actually. End of an era. But the beginnings of new beginnings, new chapter
cool.
down at the new workshop. And I think it's going to be a lot better for the channel and a lot more space, to be honest, as well. So bit of a bonus.
Cool.
Okay, crew, well, that's about it. If you do decide to become a patron, then, you can do that through the Patreon page. And please only donate what you can afford. That's really important. I hate for people to send money through that they can't afford. We'll be here regardless. If you do send something through, it is much appreciated. It really is. And there's different tiers starting to evolve on that Patreon page. So, the more you donate, the more you can unlock. But it's all work in progress, so just bear with me. All right, crew. Well, it's goodbye from me.
Yeah. Goodbye from Tool Girl Lilli.
Sure is. The gorgeous Tool Girl Lilli. Yeah,
thank you,
absolutely.
guys.
See you, crew. Cheers. Over and out.
Bye.
And we get the flip up again.
Oh!
Really.